Malthouse and the coaches of his former side?
Well, actually, here we see Ball on screen there just remonstrating with Ellis. Now, Ball was reported before the game actually got underway for striking, well, it appeared to be for striking Paul Dimartina here. And there was a lot of anger in both teams before this match got underway today, and it really did set the scene for a terrific farewell match at the Whitten Oval.
And there was actually history made also, because one of the players, Matthew Dent, was taken off the ground even before the bounce was started with the blood rule, and here he comes.
There he goes.
So it'll be interesting to hear what he has to say, Matthew Dent, at the tribunal during the week, just to see exactly how he got that blood nose.
OK, let's take a look at the scores now up to three-quarter time, and the Western Bulldogs got their muzzles in front at quarter time, and that's where they remained right through until three-quarter time. But the scene is set for a very, very exciting final quarter. Actually, we'll go now to midway to the last quarter, and the Bulldogs with their noses in front by just 12 points.
It's a throw in deep in the forward pocket. Darcy versus Ball. Jakovic, the big fist, gained 30 metres, but it went straight to Montgomery. Montgomery has kicked the ripper. A top goal, Brett Montgomery.
That is a cardinal sin in football, what Jakovic did on that occasion. That is a shocker. Have a look at this. Look, he's punched it to an open... Oh. You defend around the boundary line. That is unbelievable from that position there.
Brett Montgomery, but a timely goal. It's a cauldron now. This crowd is roaring, urging the Bulldogs on. Grigich knocked it down. Liberatore hurriedly towards the outer side. In front is Darcy, aggressively at that one, feeds it back to West, who's had a good afternoon. West kicks it out wide. Collinhook, clever mark. Schofield overcommitted. West 25 possessions. Collinhook off his step. Smith in front, knocked across the line by Morrison. Smith thought there was a hand over the shoulder, and there was.
He's done that a few times today, Dennis. He really wants to keep concentrating on getting the ball, not appealing to the umpires for free kicks or asking for free kicks.
Tossed in again. Darcy and Ball both trying to knock it in the same direction. West hit it hard against the line, pulls it back. This will be difficult for the defence. McKenna goes across and takes the mark on his chest. Working towards 50, nothing doing. Guy McKenna alongside the behind post. The Bulldogs are up 9-13 to 7-7. Just over 11 minutes till full time. So much riding on this game. Darcy was up, tried to fist it forward, wind on his knees, charged down, gathered by Ball, stolen by Dent. Dent runs to the 50, hugs the line with a kick. Cook was up, knocked away by Turnbull. Camped in front, Ramiro spots a man back towards the middle. Eagles well represented. Montgomery third in the queue, knocked over. McKenna thumps it through for a behind. Montgomery up slowly. Copped a heavy one. He was the target, but there wasn't carry on that kick. Montgomery, who kicked the last goal, colliding there with McKenna, who was going back looking to find the footy.
That was fair. The umpire did the right thing there. Turnbull.
Got to go straight down the ground, sure.
And that's the way to play it. He kicks it 60 metres, Ryan Turnbull. He's looking for Jason Ball. It's over the back. An important get. Cameron finds Johnson, two of their brilliant young players. Brad Johnson chips it in, and Jose Ramiro is marked. A bit of shepherding behind the play there on the Eagles player, but Jose is marked.
That was a good play by Johnson. Look at Johnson. Players coming in at him, but he still just put it up, popped it up there, and he meant that kick either for. He had two options in Ramiro and Cook.
Just over 10 minutes left in this game, and one would think if Ramiro kicks this, it'll be over 4 goals. There's Terry Wallace looking on, and Brian Royal, their former champion rover and coach of their reserves, with him. A big kick coming up for Jose Ramiro, almost directly in front. Kicks the goal, and he is very happy.
So that was really well done by Johnson on centre wing then. Skill under pressure from Johnson. He had guys bearing in on him from left and right. Still He just concentrated on hitting a target or setting it up for a target. Cameron. Here's Johnson, goes back, then runs into space, and guys coming. Very well done.
Michael Malthouse, pensive. 25 points, inside down. Wide, Ramiro so busy at the base of the pack, floats it towards half forward. Up in front was Waterman. It was hacked out of midair by Darcy, down towards full forward. Well played there by Smith. Got it across to Montgomery. Back to Smith. Right on the line, Turnbull. Back come the West Coast Eagles to the outer side, Matera. Now Matera, right half back, can take it and go. Goes for distance. Miscues with a kick. Missed by Darcy. Kemp falling to the ground. Got it away. Andy Lovell throws it on the boot. It wanders towards the outer side flank. Gehrig, tackled from behind by Crediuk. Well played. Crediuk disposed of his man, then found the football. Back towards the wing. Grigic was up, missed the mark, gets it away. Lovell again. Lovell inside the 50. Martin nudged underneath it. Play allowed to go on. Philip Matera is claimed. Spills across to Crediuk. Crediuk's hand pass gathered brilliantly by Martin. Martin breaks away from half-back towards the wing. Ball reaches over the top and claims the mark.
Good play, Jason Ball. They're battling very, very hard, the Eagles. They still give themselves a chance. Jakovic. Philip Matera, I reckon he has been fantastic since he came on the ground early in the game. Now he bends it back in towards half forward. Worsfold not tall enough against the likes of Scott Wine.
He's still injured, Worsfold. He's favouring that right leg.
Montgomery. Here's Libber. They love him. He's caught. Loses the ball. Cameron with class. Oh, brilliant play by Cameron. He bends it back to Croft. He loses it. Banfield, Waterman, Simmons. Simmons, oh, clever dummy. He'll kick from 50. That is a beautiful kick by Paul Simmons for a goal.
Time wide, Ramiro spills wide. Matera on one knee to Kemp, the old firm. Kemp down towards half forward, sliding in. Steve Crediuk on his chest.
Solid performer today, Crediuk.
They can't shake off the Eagles. Out towards half-back, Martin intelligently. Montgomery heads for the line. Across it goes. Some admonishing fingers from the Eagles, wanting deliberate, nothing doing.
Croft off and Ellis on. Ellis is going to the forward line. He started at centre-half back on Gore.
A bleak afternoon at the Whitten Oval. Offhand, Schofield couldn't control it. Coming through was Johnson, hurriedly. Very high ball. Kollenuk is getting the free. It goes against McKenna. Well, I don't know.
That was wrong. Kollenuk who was holding on to McKenna. He initiated it.
That is poor umpire.
No, well, it's not. The free was there. You can see the holding on.
Well, who was holding who?
Well,
McKenna wasn't the one holding. Goodness me.
It's a hard one to call, wasn't it? Kollenuk, little push down there. Cook looked at the umpire. He was allowed to go, so he hand passes to Grant. You'd expect him to get this one, and he has. He's all class. He's all class.
yes, as Meatloaf said, Dennis, she took the words right out of her mouth. I was just going to say he was all class myself.
Sorry, Don.
And that was just a great act by Grant. Here's the free kick on centre wing. And very lucky not to give it away then, Cookie. He was looking at the umpire because he knew he infringed, but he didn't blast away, Grant. He just popped it up and made sure of it.
Well, they've had all the answers. They've had most of the play during the day. The Eagles have mounted two serious challenges. As Hetty giving it across to Dean Kemp. Philip Matera, very, very good. Was caught high. Free kick to Matera.
West has hurt himself too, but West getting up. They're pretty tough, these guys out here. They're not showing their injuries. He's favouring his left shoulder, West. Here's West there on screen. That's where he hurt himself.
In towards full forward, almost to mark to Fraser Gehrig. Cousins hasn't been able to get into the game. Scott West. Guy McKenna. Over the back is Waterman. Kemp. McKenna. Wanted to give it off. Caught. That's holding the ball. Yes, he ran into trouble. Kollenuk smothered by McKenna was fantastic. onto the left. He bends it back. They need a mark. Grigic, no mark. Steve Crediuk heads for the line, and it'll be a throw in deep in the West Coast forward pocket.
A good passage of play there. Terrific tackle by Quillenuk, and then a fantastic smother by McKenna. Crediuk there, what a solid performance he's been today. He's just been terrific across half-back.
6 minutes to go. The margin 25 points. Wind knocks it down. Cameron tackled by Hetty. Philip Matera tries to dig it out to the advantage of Simmons. Nothing doing. It spills wider still. Johnson intent on taking it across the line. Not badly played that. So if they win today, it'll be the 10th time from 12 games when they've led at three-quarter time, the Western Bulldogs, that they've gone on to win. They've squandered a couple of three-quarter time leads, and for a moment or two it seemed possible today. Schofield had it a long time, dragged off at Banfield, shrugs a tackle under pressure, pulls it back towards the full forward area, but we've got a whistle.
They're too high, Dennis. I think it was against Liberatore.
Eagles free.
Johnson.
Banfield will take it. Now this is probably, if you're going to be deep to either side, as good an opportunity as you'll get. Probably better for a right footer than Banfield. But even so, what breeze there is behind him. You get the feeling he's got to kick this for the Eagles to have any chance. Drew Banfield. Slides it right across the face. Trying to claim a mark in there is the big man, Grigic, nothing doing. And slipped across the line by the Footscray defence, the Western Bulldogs defence, if you will. 11-14, 8-8. Should almost be allowed to call them Footscray in the last 5 minutes of this game at the Whitten Oval.
Yes, maybe the last game ever played by the Bulldogs here. That is the conjecture. There's been some many memorable games over the years at this ground. And always probably the hardest game to come here on a windy day and beat the old Footscray. Now, there's Croft. And eventually it's forced over the line. Time has run out. It's just under 5 minutes left. They're 4 goals down, the Eagles. And Rowan Saws having a quick word to Libba as he went past. The throw in. Jason Ball's tried very hard. Andy Lovell, a quick kick to the half-forward line. They need a mark. Grigic flew. No mark. Crediuk. Quick hand pass. Dimatina chips it across and he finds Cox.
Grigic is hurt, so very slow to get up. He fell very heavily attempting that mark. So a number of players on both sides hurt here this afternoon. Cameron towards midfield. Jakovic slams it away. Now Matera runs onto the loose ball. Forward of the wing, Peter Matera, tentative bounce, chips in short. A couple of Eagles. And Schofield's taken the mark, but they've got no time now. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Down by 24 points. No one stands the mark, so Schofield heads for home and kicks a goal.
Now the margin, not a lot of time, just under the 4 minutes, but here they go again. The Eagles, Andy Lovell has kicked it straight to Quillenuk. Quillenuk wide with a beautiful pass. Finds Paul Dimatina, who's had another excellent game. He's playing with enormous confidence, young Paul. There's Montgomery. Came from the old VFA and has developed into, which is now the VFL, of course, and has developed into a very solid performer for the Bulldogs.
Good cricketer too, Peter.
So it's out of bounds, 40 metres around from the Western Bulldogs goal. There's James Cook on screen, who has kicked 2 goals. Jason Ball, he missed it. Kempy's there. Socked away by Jakovic. They swoop. Scott West. Rowan Smith. Bends it back. A brilliant goal to Smith. Great goal. Rowan Smith has kicked his 3rd. And all hope for the Eagles is gone.
Well, he likes kicking a goal. He had a chance early on to lay it off to Kullenhoek and didn't know it was in the first quarter. In the last quarter, he could have given it to Cook, and Cook told him that he should have given it to him instead of having a pot shot, and that time he kicks over the shoulder. You see their jubilation, his third goal. He's kicked 3 goals for today, Smith.
Meantime, the West Coast Eagles have run the ball forward. It's out of bounds just outside their attacking 50. Liberatore still having plenty to say. It'll be tossed in. Not inconceivable. These sides could meet again in the finals, in the first week of the finals. Hard to see how the game could be in Perth, but then again, it won't be played at the Whitten Oval either. Scramble out there. Grabbed by Philip Matera, loved his game. Scott Wine.
Solid game from Wine.
He knows where to go. He's not Gary Dempsey, but he's not far away. The kick comes across the goal face to Ellis. It was Cameron who booted it to him. Ellis comes up towards the wing. Brown can't control it. And off the ball.
There's a fight, Dennis, in the pocket.
I can see it, Don. I can see it. The brothers Matera and Banfield are taking on the Western Bulldogs.
Some tough nuts over there.
Meantime, back at the ranch, Gardner to Ball. Ball towards half forward. Liberatore charges at this one. And the crowd getting their money's worth, getting very involved. Storming away is Cox.
Well, you wouldn't want to get reported at this stage of the season with the finals coming up, that is for sure. There's Guy McKenna. Been a fantastic performer over the years. Djakovic. He's had plenty of the ball, although his opponent has really played well, Chris Grant. Here's Andy Lovell. Just under 2 minutes left in this game. He's kicked it to Libba. And listen to the roars of the crowd when Libba gets it.
50 metres.
Libba's showing the ball to his West Coast opponent. Now to Peter Matera, showing him the ball. And the crowd are loving it.
And they've really sucked in there. Kullenhoek was involved, so is Liberatore.
And Liberatore, in the meantime, kicks it in towards half forward. Djakovic charges out at the ball. Here's Rowan Smith. Good play by Smith. Nathan Brown. Brown on the left. Goal! Another one. Or was it touched? A free kick. A free kick played against... Well, was it against Grant or was it against Cook? I think it was against Grant, and it goes to Turnbull.
Whatever happened, you had it covered, Pete. Out it comes, and the mark is held out towards half-back by Gardner. Plays on. This is Schofield. Confronted over the top to Simmons. And Simmons is away. Simmons has run a long way, too. He kicks inside the 50. It holds up in the air. Almost the clever mark taken down there by Cox. Philip Matera once more. Gets the hand pass away to Cousins. Open goal. They will not go away, but too little too late. Ben Cousins, very quiet afternoon. His ninth possession.
Well, he's been wearing Liberatore. And Matera behind players really talking to the umpires. He's not happy with the treatment he's received today. There's Peter Matera across to Cousins.
Well, give West Coast their due. They have kept coming at various stages. They have not thrown in the towel. There's Ben.
You've got the young ruckman in the centre, Gardner against Wine.
So Gardner won it.
He's got a leap, hasn't he, Gardner?
He's going to be a top ruckman, that kid. And he's got the football brain, too. There's Mathew Dent. Taken by Banfield. They'll go forward again, the Eagles. Some pushing and shoving. Gehrig is there. Simmons. Liberatore. Out it comes to West. The little chip kick. Jose's been good. Johnson and Ball. No, is it a mark? They both had a touch of it, the umpire said. This is Brad Johnson, cleverly done. Look at that for skill. That was like Robert Harvey stuff. In towards half forward. And the mark taken by Nathan Brown, or was it out in the full? I think it was out in the full.
So we're down to 10 seconds to go. Waterman off his step, just pops it over. Gardner has it. 50. Michael Gardner gets the 50 then, that carries him up towards the wing. There's the siren. It's all over. The Western Bulldogs have won. Could well be a and historic day. The E.J. Whitten stand is rocking. Tony Liberatore, so much the spirit of the Western Bulldogs. And look at that crowd. The call went out from their coach, Terry Wallace, to support the team, support what could well be the last day.